vibes. 40, long time. Feel every day, feel the vibe. With ECCB for a lifetime. ECCB, our financial guide. Side by side, we go match with pride. ECCB, our financial guide. Side by side, we go match with pride.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Good morning, St. Kitts and Nevis, and welcome to The Edge here in ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I am Devonne, Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me on the conversation for today. It's the beginning of a new month. Today is December 1st, the last month of the year. But when you look at time, when you look back at the past year, time really went by fast. Sometimes you think you have all the time in the world, and here we are, the first day of the last month of 2023. And so I hope you guys were able to accomplish some of the things that you wanted to do for 2023. And if you were not able to do what you wanted to do for 2023, that's absolutely fine. You have a new year coming up, and so grab that opportunity to get some things done. Don't waste time. As you can see, time waits for no man. It felt like just last week we were celebrating 2023 and extending greetings, Happy New Year, and having these New Year parties and all of that. And here we are at the end of 2023. And I say the end because today is the 1st of December. And before you know it, we will be saying Happy New Year again. So I wish for those of you who were not able to accomplish what you wanted or what you set out to do for 2023, you will be able to do so for the new year ahead. But just remember, time waits for no man. Now, let me say good morning to our listeners here in St. Kitts and Nevis, those listening across the Caribbean region, and those in the diaspora. I know I have listeners who reside in St. Martin, Angola, the United States of America, specifically New York, Miami, Houston, Texas. So good morning, and thank you so much for joining me on the program for today. It's going to be a very good conversation. I will have today is World AIDS Day, and that is the topic for today. A doctor will be joining me shortly, and I'll give him the opportunity to introduce himself later, and we'll be having a conversation about that. So, World AIDS Day is a global movement to unite people in the fight against HIV and AIDS. Since 1988, communities have stood together on World AIDS Day to show strength and solidarity against HIV stigma and to remember lives lost. And today, the conversation will be centered around the importance of this day, the activities planned to commemorate World AIDS Day, and local and global efforts to prevent the spread of HIV/AIDS. Today is World AIDS Day, and people are encouraged to wear red. Forgive me for those of you who are viewing via ZIZ TV and the social media platforms. I am not wearing red, but I am still showing solidarity and strength. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by our representative from the Ministry of Health, who will be providing the details about the activities planned for World AIDS Day, my apologies, and to speak on the importance and local and global efforts. Let's take this break, and we'll be right back.
Attention soccer lovers! On December 1st, the stage is set for the Skillick Power Soccer Monarch Eliminations! Witness 26 soccer artists compete fiercely at Champions Bar Port Sante at 5 p.m. Only 10 will advance to the final, so be there to experience the electrifying journey to crown the ultimate Skillick Power Soccer Monarch! It's all happening as part of Sugar Mass 52, so rally your crew and be all in for the thrill!
This is the voice of Erica Edwards. I am inviting you to come on out with your friends and family to a Merry Airy Christmas Concert 2.0. The event will be held at the Ramada Resort at 5 p.m. sharp, featuring Leap Dance Studio, the return of Catwalk Coaching SKB, and 12 amazing youth singers backed by the Explosive Band and Roots Band. It's going to be a musical showcase like no other. Purchase your tickets at Latoya's Fashion on Keyon Street and Cutesy Accessories on Church Street, Bastille. See you there.
Welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Thank you so much for joining me today, Friday, December 1st, 2023. I am Devonne Cornelius. As I mentioned earlier, today is World AIDS Day, and the conversation will be just about that. Joining me today on the program is Dr. Matthias Offrey, National HIV/AIDS Coordinator, to speak on the importance of the day, the activities planned to commemorate the day, and local and global efforts to prevent the spread of HIV/AIDS. Dr. Offrey, thank you so much for joining me on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So let's get right into the conversation. We're here to talk about World AIDS Day, local and global efforts. I know that the Ministry of Health has planned a number of activities. Let's begin with the activities and where we are with those.
Yes. In acknowledgement of World AIDS Day, there is a campaign that has been launched, and there's a theme that was that's the whole world we're using, which is Let Community Lead. In other words, with that theme, we have centered our activities to align with that theme. As such, all our programs have been aligned to bring everybody into the activities, or involved in the activities. Like we have several tests done in several sites with the Defense Force, with the fire and rescue team as well. We have done in schools, both college, the high school, the primary schools, as well as business startups. So we have actually private and public startups. We have been actually having other PSAs as well that we've been sharing to ensure that people are well informed, and also on social media platforms as well. and also being media like this, like ZIZ and Freedom FM and so other, and Win FM and so other radio stations and TV stations, to actually educate the public on what HIV is about, how it can be prevented, how the effect can be mitigated, and how we can put everybody together to fight to reduce the spread of the infection and to achieve ending AIDS in 2030. So in that light, we had so many testing in different locations, and presently at the square, the Independence Square, we are there doing HIV testing, counseling, and distribution of free commodities, or like the condoms and also free shirts. So early birds gets, opportunity to get free things available, and the testing start at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So people should come up and get tested, know your status. The vision is to ensure that we all work together to mitigate and reduce this spread of infection, which is HIV.
How has the response been like from the community? You mentioned you guys went into the private sector,
yes,
government departments, schools,
churches.
What has the response been like?
Amazingly, it has been mesmerizing, I would say, because the turnover is amazing. The schools, the young people are very interested to they ask questions. They want to know exactly what HIV is about, how they can prevent it. And of course, when it comes to young people, we preach abstinence. And in fact, there is a TikTok video that is going on that we created with Sandy Point High School. SP, where the best be. And none of us are going to get HIV. So that is one of the things that we are doing. And also the turnover for the church. The churches are even inviting us. On the 11th of this December, I'll be at the church. In fact, we've been to several churches inviting us to really talk to the people, talk to the older ones, educate them on HIV and other STIs, and how we all can work together to fight this, this epidemic that we have in the world and also in the region. So the turnover has been really mesmerizing of late, I would say, and I am so intrigued and also motivated, pumped with that willingness for people that people are willing to get to know more, and people are willing to fight, this virus we have, plaguing our people and also the Federation.
I read earlier that since 1998, communities have stood together on World AIDS Day to show strength and solidarity against HIV stigma and to remember lives lost. What efforts can you speak to in St. Kitts and Nevis that you guys have been embarking on to remove the stigma surrounding HIV/AIDS?
Thank you. One of the major things, we have been doing Ministry of Health. We have had several workshops, to educate the health providers, on how to handle and reduce or eradicate stigma and discrimination, and how to handle it when people feel like, of course, when somebody has been stigmatized and discriminated, they have this defense mechanism. So a system that we educate the healthcare providers to understand with a system that we can help to reduce that effect that person have experienced. And some of these effects are not even done by the healthcare providers, but the persons around them. So we have several workshops. We had the course of last year and even the course of this year. We're hoping that by next year we're going to have more of that. And also we have this opportunity to actually educate the public. And also like whenever we go to educate them about HIV, we use that opportunity to educate them about stigma and discrimination, that we shouldn't fight ourselves, but fight HIV. HIV is what we should focus on, not the people, not people that are affected, not the people that we consider to be are prone to it, or we call them the key populations. They are not the people we should fight, but embrace everybody so we all can actually mitigate this effect and reduce this effect. Because if people get stigmatized, they are not willing to come out to get tested. So we are fighting that. The Ministry of Health is in the forefront of fighting and reducing stigma and discrimination in every sector and area of health services provided in the Federation.
Why do you think we have the issue of stigma, especially in small communities?
It is unique. We are in a small, beautiful island, and we know that people talk. When you have small communities, people talk. So sometimes just because people don't have the knowledge of what a disease is, it is prone to for people to stigmatize others. So if you're well informed, the level of the rate of stigma and discrimination would greatly reduce. So we all have to get ourselves well informed. Thank God for technology now that you can easily Google things and find out. Most people feel like if you hug somebody that is infected, then you'll get infected. Yeah. All right, if you shake somebody that's infected, you get infected. But no, if you understand the parameters of prevention and also the way at which this disease is being transmitted, you won't even have any reason to fear. I think the cause of stigma and discrimination is a product of fear, and fear is a product of lack of information. Right? So if we inform ourselves, that will really greatly reduce. And, sometimes we just have to find a way to, understand, address the things that really matter, that fighting it and not the people, and that will help greatly to reduce stigma and discrimination. It's a small population and it is prone to talk, for talking and news spreading. It's like, let's say, for example, there is a fight somewhere. Right. Let's say in Boston. I tell you in less than 30 seconds, it's already in Sandy Point. You understand?
Technology.
So technology have either facilitated, positive expression or negative. Right. So we have to look at it. Right. So in what aspect can we mitigate or reduce this negative, connotation that comes with people accessing health services?
You said it perfectly. Sadly, there are some people who, for whatever reason, think that if you hug somebody with HIV/AIDS, that could be transmitted. So let's speak to the transmission of HIV/AIDS. How can HIV be transmitted? And then we can get into the difference between HIV and AIDS.
Awesome.
Yes.
So HIV can be transmitted through 4 body fluids. 4. Okay. We have blood and blood materials, just like needle use that can actually have blood sample on it. We can also have semen that can be transmitted through semen. HIV can be transmitted through vaginal fluids, and HIV can be transmitted through breast milk. All right. Wow. Before now, we had mother to child transmission, where a mother that is HIV positive can transmit the virus to the baby while in the womb, I would say, right? But we have achieved that validation. We are one of the few countries in the OECD states that have achieved mother-to-child elimination of mother-to-child transmission. And it's trust me, in the region we are one of the best in that aspect, and it's kudos to us in the ministry and also in the federation for the effort we have put to actually achieve that. So those 4 body fluids, that's the medium at which you can transmit it. So needle users, and exposure to blood, and also the quantity. Somebody asks whenever we go out and ask, what ways can you get HIV transmitted? Some people say through kissing, which is not, through sweat, which is not. But those are the 4 major. It requires a percentage of blood, all right, for you to transmit that. All right, so we have as I indicated, blood. Infected blood, I would say. Infected blood, not just blood. Infected blood, vaginal fluids, semen, and breast milk. Yeah.
Which one is the most common? Based on the statistics that you guys have.
Based on the statistics, is semen and vaginal fluids, right? Because we see with the breast milk, we have drastically eradicated that. That's what we certify as elimination of mother-child transmission. So if mother is HIV positive, we are measures put in place to ensure that child is safe. That includes not breastfeeding. All right. For blood transmission, which is, let's say you go into the hospital and you want to get your body, you require blood. That blood is completely screened to ensure that there are no diseases in the blood sample that will be transmitted, or as a specimen, that will be transmitted to an individual. All right. So it's mostly semen and vaginal fluid, and that's why we encourage people to either abstain. Is something that we can still achieve. Abstain, right. All right. And if you can abstain, we ensure that you use protective measures like condoms, and condom is being distributed for free. One of the activities we incorporated in this World AIDS campaign is condom drive. On the 30th, which was yesterday, on the 30th of November, we went around the island distributing condom. All right, distributing condoms to everybody for free. You understand? So why not use it?
Right.
And mitigate. One of the measures that the government and also the region we are putting together to ensure to strengthen our prevention measure to HIV is introduction of PrEP. PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis. It's also a defense mechanism added to the use of condom to reduce the risk, and that will be available hopefully next year, in the federation. So we want to educate the public that it is an additional. All right, it is not a cure, but an additional defense mechanism to the infection of HIV.
I'm happy that you mentioned that, because I'm pretty sure you've seen in movies, and perhaps those who are listening and viewing, you've seen in movies or heard of stories of people engaging with those who have HIV/AIDS. And I'm pretty sure people ask the question, well, how is that possible? Can you have sexual relations with someone who is HIV positive?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, we have what we call discordant couples. A person, a male or female that is positive and their partner is negative. In other words, if that positive individual adhere to treatment, that's why we said get tested to know your status. If you know your status, let's say you're HIV positive, we put you into treatment, and that treatment can bring down the viral load so low that it will be untransmittable. You understand? And of course, with the use of PrEP and also other preventive measures, you can have a very productive, safe sex and life. There are stories of people that are HIV positive that had children that are negative. You understand? So it is not, thank God for the advancement in science that HIV is not a death sentence as it was in 1980. All right, but we have advanced in such a way, medicine has advanced in such a way that we can live with the disease and live comfortably. But the only way you can live comfortably is when you are tested and diagnosed and treated, or put under treatment. Because the thing, we have come across so many clients, so many patients that are virally suppressed, and they're living comfortably.
Wow.
You understand? So it is achievable. The worst thing that can ever happen to somebody, perhaps in this aspect, is not knowing your status. And then when you have opportunistic diseases coming, that's when it has progressed to AIDS. And then, we have to just manage you. We don't want to have you in the point of management. We want to give you a better way of living. So it's really vital that people should turn up and come out to get tested. In fact, I tell you that I am so intrigued and motivated, pumped by the participation of private and government prostitutes calling us. Come, we want you guys to come and screen our people. We know even the fire service and the force, the police and the defense force, they know that their staff and the people are very busy. So they may not have the time to go to the health center at the opening hours. So they say, you know what, come and help us. Educate our people and also provide preventative commodities and also testing for them. All right, and we've been doing that. We go. This is the mountain going to Moses, and not Moses going to the mountain. You understand? With that togetherness, with that oneness to really fight this virus, it's making our target of ending AIDS in 2030 achievable.
Right.
You understand? And look at how you guys also invited me to be here to educate the people, all right, on what we can do. This is you joining in the fight of fighting HIV, all right? This is let community lead. You are a community, I am a community, everybody is a community to ensure that we fight HIV.
All right. It is 11:30. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation right here on The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. Let's take this break, and we'll be right back.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
I'm going to have a jolly money Christmas. It's my favorite time of the year.
You're singing to yourself.
Girl, I'm heading to TDC Financial Services to get a loan in their Jolly Money Christmas loan promotion. They're offering a loan of up to $100,000 secured and up to $75,000 unsecured, which is perfect for my Christmas list because I have the house to renovate, Christmas shopping for all the little ones, travel to see my family, and then you can't forget back to school. So I'll be having a Jolly Money Christmas with TDC Financial Services. You coming over?
Let's go. I'm coming to the financial service too.
Yes, this is 50.
'Tis the season to be merry with ZIZ Radio and Television Broadcasting Network. And what a better way to make your business stand out than by spreading holiday cheer to your potential customers with our spectacular Christmas package designed to help your business shine during this festive season. We'll tailor our advertising solutions to match your unique business needs. Whether you are a cozy local shop, a trendy online store, or a bustling service provider, we've got something special for you. Plus, our packages are incredibly cost-effective, allowing you to get the most value for your marketing budget. But that's not all. When you choose our Christmas packages, you get ear-catching radio and eye-catching television spots that will keep your business on everyone's mind. Social media campaigns that will keep your followers engaged and excited. So what are you waiting for? This Christmas, make your business the star of the show and give your customers a reason to celebrate. Call us at 465-2621, 465-2622, or visit our sales and marketing department to learn more about our Christmas packages. Together, let's make this holiday season truly magical for your business. Merry Christmas and happy business to you.
Health-wise, ZIZ TV, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Hosted by Dr. Malik Lescott, Dr. Jolette Woodley, and Dr. Patrice Lawrence.
Welcome back to The Edge in ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I am your host, Devonne Cornelius, and joining me in the program today is Dr. Matthias Offrey, the National HIV/AIDS Coordinator.
Yes.
Yes, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me in the program. It's a pleasure to have you. For those of you who are just tuning in, the conversation is about World AIDS Day, the activities planned to commemorate the day, global and local efforts, and so much more. Thank you again for joining me. Let's get right back into the conversation. So, is it safe for two people living with HIV to engage in unprotected sex exclusively with each other?
Thank you. That's a very good question, because before even going forward to responding to that, we have discordant couples, people that are partner is positive and they are not positive, all right, okay, and they are living a productive life and sexual life, productive sexual and healthy sexual life by using preventive measures, right? Mm-hmm. But the question is it safe for two persons that are positive to have sexual relations, yes, right? And the thing is, yes, they can.
Okay.
As long as both of them are virally suppressed. So it is more safe, because if you're virally suppressed, the rate at which you will transmit, the chance of you transmitting infection to another person is extremely low. Not only virally suppressed, but faithful. Mm-hmm. Because you can be virally suppressed. Both parties are virally suppressed, but one person is not faithful, as such, predisposing themselves to other to infection. All right, because the person they're having sex with out there, apart from their partner that is virally suppressed, that is positive or virally suppressed, mm-hmm, the person going out possibly can predispose that person to increase their viral load in their body. All right, if that person, they don't know if it's positive and the person is not virally suppressed, and as such, that will be counteracting, mm-hmm, the effect of suppressing the viral load. So yes, both parties that are HIV positive, virally suppressed, faithful, can have a very safe, interesting sexual relations.
What about people who are on, you mentioned earlier, PrEP?
Yes.
They go to take a test. Would the test come up negative positive? Would it give an accurate reading?
In response to PrEP usage, let's say for discordant couples, yes, as long as they are faithful, as long as the other partner is virally suppressed and they adhere to PrEP use, proper PrEP use as prescribed, the test will come out definitely negative.
Awesome. It is 11:36. We will open the phone lines and we'll begin taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. The questions that you have, Dr. Offrey would be able to answer them. Not me, he's a specialist. For those of you just tuning in, you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I think we have a first call for this morning. Let's take this call. Caller, good morning, you're on the air.
And your guest, Devonne?
Yes, caller, good morning, you're on the air.
Yeah. Who pulled you up from falling off the edge yesterday?
Who did what?
Who pulled you back up?
I pull up myself.
Okay, that's good.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah. I have a question there for the guest.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, I'm asking, is there a visible, a visible medical sign of one who has the HIV/AIDS that one can tell, well, that person has it because of the sign that they see on them, a medical sign? Because, some people, the old time talk that when they see people losing weight, the first thing they do, and they haven't diagnosed the person, hear them, that person got AIDS. They're quick to say that. And, people lose weight for a lot of things. So that's my question about that. Because it's 40-something years now since that information came down in the Virgin Islands where we're living. And we all know the first two persons were diagnosed with it. That came publicly in America, but I wouldn't call the name. One was a movie star, one was a tennis player. And you're going to tell me from 40-something or maybe more years up to today, now, people still have to come out and educate people how to go about their life with that? So that's my question. I'll listen out the ear for the West answer.
Thank you, caller, for your question. We have another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Yes, caller, good morning. You're live.
I want to ask you, a man can get AIDS by sucking? I want to know that. Because everybody like that bad. Later.
All right, caller, thank you for your question. Let's pause with the calls and we will have Dr. Offrey answer the questions. So the first question was visible signs. Can you tell if somebody has HIV/AIDS by watching them, by looking at them?
Thank you so much for that questions. Both questions are good questions, because in medicine, no question is a dumb question. Every question is vital, and as scientists, we are open to questions as we ask questions ourselves, because that gears us to come into a conclusion on what exactly things are and how we can bring solutions to those issues. How can we find out if somebody's clinically, if somebody or visibly, if somebody have HIV? There are no physical signs, specific physical signs that somebody's HIV positive. As the caller rightly indicated, the loss of weight could be a result of so many things. It could be a choice of change of lifestyle. It could be a choice of other issues, that health issues that can actually predispose a person to lose weight, So it is not, losing weight is not a sign. So there are no signs, literally, a specific sign that said this person is HIV positive. No, it is not makeup that you can see on people's faces. It is not clothes that we wear that you can actually see on people. It is the only way we can find out that you're HIV positive is doing your test. I told you, we've had people that they are fit, well fit, look great, but are HIV positive and they're not even aware.
Wow.
Because the thing about it is that HIV can be in your body for up to 10 years and you're not even aware. All right. Most persons can present symptoms like headaches and just flu-like symptoms, but it varies in people. All right, so there are no physical manifestation, you know,
But
for HIV. But when it's progressed to AIDS, of course, you will have opportunistic diseases because your immune system can combat those things that normally it would fight. So of course you have physical manifestation. Of course, then it's obvious that you have, and it's obvious, but has to be tested for confirmation whether you have HIV.
Wow.
All right. So it's still that we still boils down to the fact that we can only, for sure, certainly tell you you're positive if you get the test done.
If you get the test
you know,
done.
So I can say somebody that HIV, let's say somebody have AIDS and have other symptoms because of my exposure of seeing so many persons. I can, you know, perhaps in my physical examination, observation, and say, no, possibly the person has HIV, but I have to get confirmation by the test because other things can actually mimic or present themselves in that way.
Somebody asked about oral sex.
Yes, oral sex, the chance of you getting exposed to HIV via oral sex is extremely low. The only way you can do that is when, let's say, somebody have a sore in the mouth, all right, a big sore that is bleeding profusely, all right, and then they engage in oral sex, you know, via vagina, all right. The vaginal fluids exchange with the blood can mix and actually get them infected, all right. So yes, the chance is possible, but it's extremely low. So yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Do we have any more callers? We do. Let's go back to the phone lines. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Devonne.
Yes.
And to your guests.
Good morning.
I remember when I was much younger, like in the early 80s, I used to hear people saying that, well, it was visible because they said like a lot of rash and, you know, sores used to come out on people's skin. So people used to even move towards wearing, you know, long sleeve shirts and them kind of stuff. You understand? I remember quite well when I was young, you know, people used to say that. I want to know if there is a drug or something that, you know, eliminates that, you know, is causing, you know, sores and them things not to come out anymore on your skin. Thank you.
Thank you, caller, so much for your question. Do we have any more callers? All right. There's a question here on the YouTube live stream. Someone asked, could you tell people what causes HIV? So we could get into that, but you could tackle the question.
Okay, we'll get into that.
Yes.
In respect to the caller's question, yes, when you get to a certain stage, just like cancer, you know, we have the stage 1 and so on and so forth. So you get to the end stage. Of course, there are manifestations. All right, just like in respect to HIV, having HIV alone, you will not have obvious symptoms as such, like the sore and the increased, you know, inflammation of the tonsillitis and so on and so forth. So many other things possibly that could be caused by any other disease.
Wow.
All right, so you have the flaring of all of those and diseases affecting your body at once because of your immune system is greatly depleted. All right, it cannot combat those opportunistic diseases. So yes, there are treatments available, but when you get to a stage that is crucial and devastating, then you can start seeing the manifestation of those, you know, obvious signs because it is at 8th stage. That's why we're preaching. Get tested, know your status, so you won't get to a point where you'll be exposed to all this sore and all this, you know, increase in opportunity diseases in your body. So basically, there are treatments to manage HIV, all right, AIDS, to bring that the viral load. But when it gets to AIDS, it's just a management system, all right. But HIV is not much of a. It's something that can be, you know, worked on right away. If you're tested positive, we link you up to care. We have team really available. We have a HIV response team. Kudos to my team. You know, we're doing our best to ensure that the people of the Federation receive, both in St. Kitts and Nevis, the fight is real. The HIV, we take it into our own arms to ensure that we fight this thing with all our might. See, the Minister of Health, the PS of Health, both in St. Kitts and Nevis, my team, you know, everybody, All right, we are doing our best to ensure that people get tested. Condom is here, treatment is here. Get this thing. It is right here, because guess what? In some countries, you have to pay for the test. You have to pay for the medication. You have to pay for the services provided to you to get tested and the counseling. But in St. Kitts, it is free. Why not we grab it?
Thank you so much for that. We have a caller on the line.
Yeah, hello. You nearly done my money and all.
Sorry.
Anyway, when people say when they got AIDS, they not tell nobody because they want a lot of people get it, and they ain't gonna tell nobody that they don't got no AIDS. And people go along for the money, and they don't know that the person got AIDS. So when you look, the skin start bust out and everything, and when they sit down, people say wet, now we go. Yeah, because maybe don't got fluoride in the body for a long time. Yeah, you take care.
All right, Connor. Sorry for nearly done your money.
We apologize for that, for almost doing your money. But actually, it is an amazing statement she just brought up there, because that's what information is very vital. That's what we try to educate people to make well-informed decisions. All right. So if you are HIV positive and you're in your antenna, in your mind, you feel like, because I got it, I'm going to spread it. You are predisposing yourself to higher risk, because it's just HIV. So there's a percentage of viral load in your system. But when you, in the act of you going to spread it to other people, because you want to get back at people, you're putting yourself in a higher risk, because you might end up having unprotected sex with somebody that's HIV positive as well. And that bumps up your own viral load in your system and push you to AIDS.
Oh.
So it is to your own detriment to want to spread the disease.
So it's not a case where if you have AIDS, you just have AIDS. It could increase your viral load.
Increase the viral load.
Okay.
You understand? So it is best that you get, if you know your status, get that treatment. Nobody give nobody HIV, You lie down and take it. Nobody give nobody HIV. You understand? If you use your condom, you protect yourself. Nobody will give it to you.
Right.
You understand? So that's why we said, take responsibility. Learn about what this is all about and how we can help you. We have created, my team, we've created a system that we are very confidential. All right? We are very passionate and also compassionate to help you walk through every aspect to ensure that you are comfortable and you are good to go.
Thank you. We have a caller on the line? We do, yes. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, Devonne?
Yes.
Yes, I'm calling again. Is there any law in St. Kitts that can a person be prosecuted if they, if knowing that they have AIDS and they acted in a deliberate way in infecting it to other people? Do we have any laws on the book in St. Kitts where that person can be prosecuted?
Thank you. Thank you for that question. Caller?
Yes, caller. Thank you for that question. I do not have the information in front of me, but I will do my homework to find out. I'm not sure if you want to speak towards that.
Sure. There are no laws, to propagate such act or to agitate such act. All right? But I believe that, perhaps it's something there are no laws. I would say there are no laws, and I think more information can be, provided with people above my pay grade to respond to that. But I would say straightforward that there are no laws in that aspect.
Thank you so much for that. The phone lines are open, and we're taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. We have some more calls coming in. Let's take this call. The caller, you are on the ear. Good morning.
Yeah, Devonne and the guest here. All your clocks in the 80s, that has become a law in America. If one knowing that he or she has the AIDS and they go and they spread it, it's a criminal act in America. But like you said, you don't know for around here. And what happens up, it falls down, and I think that penalty, that law, should be gazetted and established here. Because I have heard a Kitty in St. Thomas said, boy, the day me get AIDS, I'm going to kill a lot of people with it. I said, boy, you're ignorant, you're a criminal, you're a murderer. But it might kill you before you kill one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they should make it a law. A lot of worthless people decide I didn't hear them. Me ain't going on me one, you know. That does be the local term. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Thank you, caller, for your contribution to the program. The question that I don't think we got to that.
Yeah.
What causes HIV/AIDS? Yeah.
Thank you for that. HIV, there are speculations and also hypotheses in respect to that, but there are no fixed statements that have been undeclared for the origin of AIDS. But we know that HIV is a virus that's both, to a point, is considered a zoonotic virus. All right, that affect both male and humans and animals. All right, but mostly we are focusing on the effect of it in humans.
Right.
All right. So of course there are different strains, and the strain in animals varies from the strain that is in humans. So we are just focusing on human effect and the virus, which we call HIV. So there are no specific origin that has been scientifically generally accepted as a source of HIV.
Mm-hmm. It is said that men who have sex with men are more prone to HIV. What does the statistics say with regards to that?
Funny enough, well, based on what we are seeing in the region, it is not really that. It is not a gay disease. It is not. It's not MSM disease. It is not. Although we consider them as key pops, they are easily prone to it. For so many scientific reasons. But it is not specific to homosexuals or people that practice different sex acts. However, based on statistics, it is more of the general population than people that practice sex with men.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Although they are prone to it, but the rate at which we are seeing is more of the general public receiving or experiencing or being exposed to HIV than the keep-ups.
It is 11:53 and you're listening to The Edge here in ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and joining me in the program today is Dr. Matthias Offrey, and he's here on the occasion of World AIDS Day. We're speaking about local and global efforts, activities planned for the day, and general information about HIV/AIDS. We have a caller. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Yes, Devon, I have another question. Apart from sex, AIDS can be spread through, I think, what they said, infecting needles, dirty needles, if I should use that term, and blood transfusion, right?
Yeah, blood products.
Yeah. Now, we have labs and so in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah.
Hospitals. I know you said there is no laws on the book where if a person knowingly transmitted the disease to somebody else, but can an institution like a lab or a hospital, private hospital, can they be held liable if something like this happens? If a person gets infected by it, them injecting them with a dirty needle or, blood transfusion, Can an institution like a lab center or a hospital be held liable for something, like that? Thank you.
All right, caller. Thank you so much for your call. It is 11:55, so we'll stop with the calls and we'll begin closing out the program. Dr. Offrey, go ahead.
Thank you for that question, caller. Yes, I think it's a very good question. I will start by saying that especially the lab and all certified sites are extremely cautious because we work with the SOPs, all right, safe operating procedures, and also there are institutional policies that has to be followed to ensure the safety and services provided to the individuals or in the federation, to be optimal, right? So the chance of people contracting HIV through blood transfusion in the federation is extremely low to none, because we have machines and also trained personnel that screened the specimens before it's even being stored to be used. However, if that, for example, happens, I believe that there are institutional response to that. The legal team will involve to ensure that issue be addressed, and I believe that better measures will be put to ensure that things can be resolved when that kind of issue arises. But the chances is almost not existent, when it comes to exposure through blood transfusion.
Thank you, Dr. Afri. Let's close this program with you speaking on confidentiality in terms of encouraging people who deal with patients who are HIV/AIDS positive, or people who are just coming to seek advice. You may be aware that this has always been a concern when it comes to confidentiality. There's some people who are just of the opinion that if they go to test for HIV/AIDS, it may not be as confidential as they want it to be. So give them that assurance.
Thank you so much for that. Confidentiality is when I assumed this role, one of my goals was to ensure that people feel very safe, and we have created a system where we have testing going on right now in the square. I bet you I can go through the document. I can bring the document and show it to you. You would not know who is who have been tested, who has not been tested. You cannot really detect because we work with a coding system. Okay. All right. We have a coding system that to ensure that people are safe. If your name is taken and put on a card, the card is your rider's license, and that card is given to you and being certified with a Ministry of Health stamp to ensure that you are being tested. So we are not getting your names. So your name is good. However, notice that we have decentralized our services in such a way that in all the health centers, in the hospital, even in the Ministry of Health, the National AIDS Secretariat, the Ministry of Health, we provide safe testing. If you feel like you don't want to go to Sandy Point, you don't want to go to St. Paul's, you don't want to go to Keyon, you don't want to go to Bastet, you can come to the Ministry of Health and ask for myself, Dr. Ofre, or Miss Lucine Vaughan Pemberton Vaughan, or you can ask for Shalomi Penifeda. We are there to provide our services. So you are rest assured that the services rendered to you is confidential, you are safe, your information is safe. Let's say you're positive. I am telling you, it is so secured that you are safe. Most times, the only way people will know that you are HIV positive, if you tell a friend. Most people feel like they have a best friend. Each best friend have a best friend, and your best friend you end up having 30 best friends that you don't even know, and that's how your information pass on. So keep your information to yourself and trust us, the system, and we will provide the services, excellent services that you require. I don't joke when it comes to confidentiality, all right, because I know that how detrimental that can be to not only the system, the program, and also to people, all right. And also I want to also indicate that HIV is everybody's business. It's everybody's. If we have that view that is everybody's business, it is easy for us to target it and fight it. And that's why we at the National AIDS Secretariat in the Ministry of Health, we are working we are functioning in a multi-sectoral approach to ensure that we reach out everybody, involve everybody, both the government, both gender, everybody, to ensure the schools, the churches, everybody, to ensure that we work together to fight this. Because you may not be positive today. How about your cousin? How about your daughter? How about your son? We have people as young as 13 years old and as old as 65 years old being HIV positive. So everybody, some way, somehow, can be affected. So we all have to fight the fight.
All right. So that was Dr. Matthias Offrey, National AIDS HIV Coordinator in the Ministry of Health.
Yes.
Dr. Alfred, thank you so much for joining me on the program. It's a pleasure to have you, and hopefully you'll be back in the future to speak more on other initiatives within the Ministry of Health as it relates to HIV and AIDS prevention. You've been listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I've been your host, Devonne Cornelius. Until next time, you guys stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. And my motivational quote for you is, give thanks. Have a good one.